Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to you on Facebook on my page, Making Our Relationships Extraordinary. And welcome you on YouTube who are seeing this through a live stream. My name is Naeem J, and I am the facilitator of both of these social media outlets. And I just want to welcome you tonight, whether you are watching with me live or whether you are watching a replay. I hope it is to your viewing enjoyment. Well, we talked all last week about self care. What was self care? Why was it necessary? Why don't we care for ourselves? And I planned on doing something different last Friday with songs, and I was unable to do it. Had some issues came up, and then I got ill over the weekend. So we're gonna plan to do that later this week. But tonight, I wanted to talk and touch bases about soul ties. And maybe you haven't heard that term before, but soul ties refer to your soul, like we're mind, soul, and body. And ties is what you are connected to. And so when you talk about soul ties, you talk about those things, hey, ma, you talk about those things that you are connected to, that your soul is connected to. Now, well, I hope you know that we are spiritual beings that live in a body. And of course, everything that I teach on is faith based, and I'm a Christian, so I believe in the Bible. And so I believe that we were created by God, and He blew the breath of life into us. He put His spirit within us, all right? And so creating our souls. And so our souls are connected. And what I specifically want to talk about is what is addressed in First Corinthians. It's the 6th chapter, and it's starting at the 12th verse, and it goes down to the 20th verse. Now, we won't go over every scripture, and I'll kind of paraphrase about the scriptures from the New International Version of the Bible. But what I want to talk about with soul ties is too many times, ladies and gentlemen, because we tend to think that it's just women that get all strung out and out of control, but men do it too. Let's just be honest. Men are emotional just like women. They cry, they get upset. We want to make it appear as though men have this tough exterior, and they do to some extent, but they also can be emotional. They also cry, they get angry, they get frustrated. And so soul ties is both for the male and the female. We all get connected to people. And the main way that we get connected, now we do have emotional ties where we are emotionally attracted to somebody. They it's just something about them, is what we say, and it attracts us. We like it. And then we get soul ties when we get sexually connected to somebody, right? When we have sex with them. Now, this topic tonight, and I'm sorry I didn't say this before now, but it's for a mature audience. So if you have your children and they're not of teenage age, I would say 16 or older, if you've already discussed sex with them, or 18 or older if you haven't discussed sex with them. So this is for the mature adult, the mature audience, I should say. And so when you have had sex with this person, and y'all just all into it, and this is what you've been waiting on, you've been working up to this point. Maybe you use Steve Harvey's 90-day rule, so this is day 91, and you've been pumping yourself up for this. And so now you give your prized possession, you give what God has created for husband and wife. You give it to this person who is not married to you, who may not even be in love with you, who may just be a one night stand. You give your body, your prized possession, to this person, and you guys enter into this sexual relationship with each other. And now you have soul ties. Now you are connected to this person in the most intimate ways possible. You two have become one through this sexual connection. And I'm gonna tell you, in this year, in 2019, we take things like this so lightly, men and women, whether you're straight, whether you're homosexual, whether you're uh, fluid sexual or pansexual or however sexual you want to call it, we take it way too lightly. I remember back, and call me old if you want to, when they didn't even put sanitary napkin commercials on TV. You didn't know what they was talking about. I didn't. I had no idea what they were talking about. But, I knew the girl was going to get some help. When you saw shows like I Love Lucy and they slept in separate beds, they didn't even sleep in the same bed. And so now we live in a day and age where everything is done on TV. You see heterosexual relationships on TV, homosexual relationships on TV. They even got the animals and stuff, like they in a relationship. And we have just gone way out there, right? And so when you enter into this type of relationship, you connect your soul ties with that person because you have gotten as close to one as you can get. And so now, after this happens, and you and let's just say his name is Jeremy, you and Jeremy ain't together no more. So Jennifer and Jeremy done had sex, and now they not together no more. Jeremy decided that he saw something that he liked better, so he gonna go and seek that thing. And so now Jill is in a situation. What I say her name was Jennifer. Anyway, Jay. She is in a situation where she is connected to Jeremy, but now he no longer wants to be connected. Now he has decided that there is something else better out there for him. So now here she is, perplexed, frustrated, aggravated, all the she just don't know what to do with herself because she thought he was the one. She was so in love and she was so connected. And guess what? He was good in bed. He was good in bed. He knew what he was doing. He hit all of her right places. He took her to the mountaintop and then left her there. Good to see you. Good. Thank you for joining me. And so now he left her there in this place where she is frustrated, she is angry, and she don't know what to do with her body. Why? Because her body craves for what Jeremy had. Not Jeremy don't want to be bothered. And see, what men tend to do is you don't know that they're frustrated. You don't know that they're irritated. They just go on to the next one because there's another Jay out there. Good evening. There's another Jay out there that is willing to say, hey, baby, here I am. Me and you can hook up. We can now create this soul tie. And we take these things so lightly because we live in an age, in an era where whatever I want to do, this is my body, and I can do whatever I want to do to it, whenever I want to do it, with whoever I want to do it with. And I'm telling you, because as I said in the beginning, this is faith-based teaching. I'm telling you that it profits you nothing. It says in Corinthians, I have the right to do anything you say, but not everything is beneficial. Everything that's legal is not beneficial. Just because it's legal does not make it beneficial for you. Because I'm telling you, we get these soul ties with people. We get connected to people that God never even intended for us to have a connection with. And then we wonder when they leave or they go on to the next one, why we are lost. Why now we ain't. Now we are, and I'm a black woman, so I can say this. Now we a mad black woman. You know what? He ain't about nothing. That's all right. I'm going to go get with this one. I can be just like men can be. Let me tell you something. First of all, you were not designed to be what men are. You were not. You were not. So ain't no need of you thinking you're going to get out here and you're going to sleep with 10 other ones and it's going to take you from what Jeremy did to you. Right. We want the free will, but not the consequences. I tell my children all the time, you want to do the crime, but are you ready to do the time? And I'm telling you, it's one thing about it. We can decide what we want to do, but we can't predict what the punishment is going to be. We cannot predict the consequences. You think you know, but What about the consequences? Yeah, okay, so I'm going to have sex with Jeremy tonight. But what about when you get up in the morning and or next month, your period don't come? Now here you got this baby. Was that a bad way to say that? I'm a nurse, so I just said here. Your monthly. It doesn't show up. So now you have this baby. Jeremy didn't want no baby. Jeremy was just looking for a one-night stand. And I'm telling you, mothers, aunties, teach your girls, teach your young women that their body means more than that. It's better than just a quick lay. Even if men gonna do whatever, teach your women to treat their body like the temple it is. It says, we tell ourselves, I will not be mastered by anything. See, we don't want nothing to have control over us. Nothing to have, I'm the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul. But I'm going to tell you, I don't care what you're doing. I don't care what job you have. I don't even care if you're an entrepreneur. Because, I got the entrepreneur spirit. I got things going on. But I am still under somebody else. I have rules and regulations. There are things, even for us to get on Facebook, there are rules and regulations. Some stuff, you'll be in Facebook jail before you know it. But we had the nerves to say that we don't want to be ruled by nobody. We are the master. Let me tell you something. As I said in the beginning, we are spiritual beings living in a physical body. And we're going to have to listen to our Creator. He created us in his likeness, in his image. And he set some rules and some regulations for us to live by if you want to live your best life. We think living our best life is doing whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it. That is not your best life. That's right. I belong to God, Miss King. I'm with you, sister. I belong to God. And so I am following his ordinance. I don't care if you're on a job, you're going to follow the rules there. If you're at school, you're going to follow the rules there. Honey, just living in America, living in this land. It's a home of the free, land of the brave. Let me tell you something. You ain't free. It's rules and regulations here. Now, we do have more freedoms than other countries. But honey, let me tell you something. You better follow the word of God. And these soul ties are for real. There is a Jezebel spirit that is for real, y'all. And I'm telling you, we get hooked up with these people that we were never meant to be a part of. It says food for the stomach and the stomach for food, and God will destroy them both. The body, however, is not meant for sexual immorality, but for the Lord, and the Lord for the body. By his power, God raised the Lord from the dead, and he will raise us also. Do you not know that your bodies are members of Christ himself? Shall I then take the members of Christ and then unite them with a prostitute? Never, never. I keep telling people, that's right. You ain't living your best life. You can, Snoop them can trick you if you want to. You can sit around and I'm telling you, y'all, it's a trick of the enemy. It is a trick of the enemy because I'm telling you what we do. We drink, we smoke, and we sit around people. Even if you're not partaking around, you sit around people that's doing it. And now you ain't even yourself. You inebriated, you high, and now you looking at Johnny over there. He looking good. You didn't even intend to have sex tonight, but he looking good, and now your endorphins and your pheromones, everything is at a super high. Now you indulging in something that you never intended to indulge in. Why? Because you were doing things with people that you never should have been with. That soul tie. You get connected to some mess. You get connected to some people that don't mean you no good. Because what does the enemy come to do? He comes to kill, he comes to steal, and he comes to destroy. Do you need to hear that again? He comes to kill, he comes to steal, and he comes to destroy. And so you say, well, I had sex, but I'm not dead now. I had sex, but I'm still living. Yeah, but your dreams died. Because now you a mother at 15. And though you can still live the dream, now you on a tougher path, baby. I know because I had one at 19. And I had a wonderful support system. Still do. But I cried a many a nights because I made a decision one night to connect. And thank God the guy that I connected with became my husband. But do you know how many times that don't happen? Do you know how many girls wished that would have happened for them, but it didn't? Because they connected with somebody God never intended for them to be with. And guess what? He didn't want no baby. And now you know what we do? We buy condoms. We get on 15 different birth controls. We get stuff implanted in our arm to make provision for our sin. To make provision to make soul ties that we never should make. The enemy has set up all sorts of traps and tricks. Now they got commercials out. If you're not HIV positive yet, I got some medication. Because you live a lifestyle that's risky, it's a medication that can help keep you HIV negative. Are you kidding me? Do you know what can keep you HIV negative? Not having sex. Abstinence. That takes down your possibility of getting HIV or AIDS tremendously. The only way you still can even get it is if you prick yourself with a needle. I'm a nurse, so I have those precautions. So if you work in a field like that, it has to be some extenuating circumstances at that point. But for sure, if you're not having sex, you can't get it sexually transmitted. And you can't get any other sexually transmitted disease. And that means oral, that means anal, all the sex. Yeah, I'm putting it all out there because y'all doing it. Y'all doing it. It's time for us. It's time out for tiptoeing and tapping over these type of subjects because our children are out here partaking in life, death situations. It's life or death situations. When you go out there and you put your stuff and you connect it to somebody else's good stuff, that's a life or death situation, baby. Because you don't know if you're going to come out alive. You don't know if your stuff going to come out looking the same way it went in. Because you don't know where she been. You don't know where he been. You don't know how many partners they've been with. You don't know where they've been putting their mouth. But you taking the chance every single day. Every other night. You on college campuses. You in apartment complexes. You up in your parents' house. Making life or death decisions with a 10th grade and 11th grade education. Y'all, we got to get it together. And yes, it's some 40-year-olds doing it. It's some 50-year-olds doing it. Every other day on Steve Harvey, on his, Strawberry Letter. I get so apart. 65-year-old, we're going to do it tonight. Yeah, we was in the bed. He took his... Are you kidding me? Really? You 65 years old, and the way you start a relationship is a one-night stand? Come on. You are better than that. Your body means more than that. It says, flee from sexual immorality. All other sins a person commits are outside of the body. But whoever sins sexually sins against their own body. Would you take your body and just jab a knife in your throat? Would you take a knife and just jab it in your thigh? No, because you don't want to hurt yourself, right? You will say, oh my God, that's crazy. Who would do that? You are doing that every time you go out here and you have sex. You have, even with a condom. Condoms break. And some of these people crazy enough to put holes in them. My God. So every time you take that chance, it's just like jabbing a knife in you. And I'm telling you, as a nurse, and I'm a nurse at a school right now, but even when I was in the nursing home, you see this. My very first patient as a student of nursing was an AIDS patient. And I'm telling you, this patient could not even hold his bowel movement. That's how bad the disease process had progressed. And he wasn't an old man. He was not an old man. He was not that much older than me. And I was 34 at the time. So he wasn't that much older than me. But he looked about 65 or 70 because his body had been through this disease process that he had little control over. His body was going through a process where he was losing function of his bodily function. He couldn't control them anymore. Things happened without his knowledge, and it's nothing he could do about it. And I felt sorry for him, and I don't know if he's still alive. I doubt it seriously, but I felt so sorry for him because I know this was not his best life. This was not what God intended for him. And I know this ain't what he went out to do. I don't know how he contracted it, but I know that's not what he intended to happen. It's no way in the world he intended for that to happen. He wanted to live a better life. He wanted to live a longer life. He wanted a better quality of life. But because of the choices we make, y'all, we cut those chances in half. We cut our choices in half. We cut some choices out altogether because of the choices we make. Because we get these soul ties with folks that we had no business hooking up with. It says, do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own. You were bought with a price. Therefore, honor God with your body. Honor God with your body. Honor God with your body. Don't just give it away. It's a precious gift. And guess what? You only get one. You only get one. So you can use that one up if you want to. It's no replacement. It's no replacement. So tonight we're talking about soul ties, but during this week I'm going to talk about other addictions and other things that we do that are contrary to the word of God that prevent us from living our very best life. I'm going to tell you point blank, if you are not connected to Christ, you're not living your very best life. If you are not connected to the Creator, you cannot live your very best life. And I know in this world, I mean, even as a minister, even as an evangelist, even as a transformation coach, sometimes it's hard for me to say that because you recognize that people close their ears, because we don't want to hear nothing that's contrary to what feels good to us. If it feels good to my body, just today. Now here I am. I've been talking all year before summer came that I wanted to lose weight. But we went downtown in our little hometown and they had the carnival set up because we're getting ready for Strawberry Festival. And I got every fattening thing I thought I could pick up. Didn't want it, wasn't even hungry. But the lust of the flesh, this body, it said it wanted it. Oh, I'm going to get it today. But tomorrow I'll be trying to fit in my pants. It's the same way with sexual immorality. It feels good for a moment. It feels good right now. It's pleasing to the flesh right now. But when you wake up in the morning and you realize that Jeremy is now a joker, that now you connect to somebody that don't even care about you, that Jennifer, who you thought was a jewel, ain't even really Jennifer. That you were so inebriated, you were so high, you wasn't even who you thought you were with. And not only did they take advantage of you, but they allowed the people in their circle to take advantage of you. Y'all, we have to wake up. The devil is on his job. The enemy is on his job. We have to get on our job. We have to stay connected to Christ so that we don't get connected to all these things that are going to separate us from living our very best life. That are going to separate us from that relationship that was for us, that marriage that was for us, that man or that woman that was for us. Every woman talking about, I'm looking for my boy. Let God send them to you. It is nowhere in the Bible where he told you to go out and look for nothing. He said, I shall supply. He said, seek him because he already there waiting on you. But he didn't tell you to go out here and try to find a man. He didn't tell you to try to make a man. He didn't tell you to try to raise a man. He said, be obedient to his word. And he says, a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. You got to show yourself to be a wife. And if you out here sleeping with everything that's moving, you don't really look like wife material. I'm just saying. I think they got another word for that. And it's not wife. It don't even start with a, well, yeah, it's one that starts with a W. Mm-hmm. We're not even going to say it. But you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I did this live not to make anybody feel bad, but to raise awareness that you don't have to live that life. If that's the life you've been living, you can stop that today. You can stop that today. And guess what? I know it's not giving you no fulfillment. It's making you more empty. It's still a void there because that's not how you were created. You were not created to be filled up by any and every man that gives you a second look, by any and every woman that rubs you the right way. That's not how you were created. You were created in God's likeness and his image. And guess what? He gave us a roadmap. We don't have to be alone. We don't have to go through this thing alone. We have a roadmap. And you know what? If you don't understand that, there's people out there like me and other coaches and transformation coaches and that can help you develop relationships that will be profitable to you, that will pour into you and not take everything away from you. You do not have to continue to come up at the short end of the stick. You can get it right. You can live the life that God designed for you. But it's up to you. Nobody can force you to do it. It is a way to get disconnected from the soul ties that you have created. Do you wonder why I'm not with Jeremy no more? I'm moving on, but I still think about him at night. I still have dreams about him at night. Every now and then I wake up in a sweat because I remember how he did this and how he did that. Now that I'm with this other person, I think about Jeremy when we together. All of those are because of soul ties. Those are tricks of the enemy to get you out of the gift that God really has for you. You do not have to stay the same. You do not have to remain. You can get help for your situation. I'm just telling you. You do not have to stay in that situation. If you have not entered those situations, don't do it. Don't do it. Go to my website, www.nightingalejordan.com. I can tell you why. Book a consult with me and we can talk about this thing. We can talk about this thing. We can get you on the right track. If the last 10 years been pure hell, we can make the next 10 years better. But it takes a decision from you. It takes a commitment from you to live the life that God has ordained for you. Nobody can live your best life. Only you can. He uniquely made one you. Even if you're a twin or a triplet, it's still only one you. And my desire is that you live your very best life, that you make extraordinary relationships that pour into you and not take everything from you. I hope you enjoyed this teaching for tonight. I will be back again tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, where we will be talking about other addictions that keep us from living our very best life. Thank you, all of you on Facebook that joined us. Please like and share the video. Send it to your friends. If you have a Bible study or a youth group, teens that you talk with, show them this video. Give them the scripture in Corinthians. Let them know that they are not out here alone, that we have made those mistakes. We are not perfect. And because I'm not perfect, I want to help you get on the right track or remain on the right track. You do not have to make the same mistakes. Because of my experience and the experience of others, you can get it right. All right. Thank you for this time. Once again, my name is Nainye Jordan. You can find me at www.nyenyeJordan.com. You can book a session with me. I have books on my website for self-care that you can simply pay and download. They're all under $15, so it's not even a big amount, but it's here to help you because that is my passion, is to ensure that you have extraordinary relationships. Be blessed and have a wonderful night. I'll meet you again, same time, same place. Good night.